Hey everybody. Clearing. I am back from my adventure, and no, I didn't do any crystal mining. It all fell through, but that is life, isn't it? Lots of major changes happening for everybody at this time, and I'm all good and hoping that all of you out there are as well. It's been a little while. I'm happy to be back, but it was a very appreciated few days. And let's just get into this reading. So the first thing that I am being led to pull cards on are the divine masculines and where they are at consciously regarding the connection with the divine feminine. So let's see. Thank you, divine creator. What is it that is going on regarding the divine feminine on the headspace of the divine masculines at this time? What are the divine masculines thinking regarding the divine feminines at this stage in the journey? I'm getting the Hanged Man, the World, and the Hermit. Three major arcana, but it looks kind of productive, even though this major decision, they're looking at the reasons why this connection is in their lives. There are major cycles coming to an end. This is the last card in the major arcana, and look at how lush, look at how, I'm hearing Father Time. So, I'm hearing time heals all wounds. So the masculines are, buying time for some intensity to release the sting of their own hurts, I'm hearing. And the Hermit, they know that they've got this destined path calling, but they're giving the connection space right now so that they can come into alignment and really process this inner working of why this connection is going through these motions. With the Raven in this card, there's also an idea that the spirit guides, the ancestors, the messages from the other side of reality behind the veil are ministering, informing, teaching, providing the masculine with insight right now. I just heard the masculines are truly trying to grasp what a connection like this is meant to bring into their world and how they are most meant to reap the blessing of it. Wow, how interesting. Okay, so let's clarify the Hanged Man for the masculines. This is a very decision-based, yes or no, make or break kind of an energy, and something's on the floor. I think it was the Lovers. One sec. The Hierophant, similar colored card. Okay, so the Hierophant, this is non-traditional spirituality, joyful spirituality. So what I'm getting here is the masculines are really hearing the voice of the divine and bringing in this higher guidance, the enlightenment. With the crown chakra lit right there, the masculines are truly wanting to know how to climb higher, how to ascend, how to look at this connection in the highest, because they just can't process it from a worldly vantage point. Amazing. They've exhausted all of the different assessments of this connection from a typical cliche standard way of looking at things, a worldly view, a 3D view. And so they are really asking higher guidance. To clarify the World, we are getting the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is like my Mother Nature card. This is definitely a masculine. So that is the action taking, the analytical aspects. But there is the Father Time and Mother Nature here. So a desire for it to unfold naturally, and I'm almost wanting to spin these cards like this, and it's giving me the feeling of the natural evolution of things, the natural process. The world keeps spinning, like it's all part of the orchestration of the way things are. It's like it's all just sinking into the masculines, that this is the most natural, familiar, nourishing, nurturing kind of connection possible because of the cycles, because of the evolution, the revolutions that keep happening in this cycle, or sorry, in this connection, in cycles like that. They're really starting to understand the benevolence and befriend the slow refining. You know, in lust-based karmic situations, it's very rapid cycling, and the masculines are starting to notice the grander themes in this connection. 3 major arcana at this part of the reading is kind of profound and really showing that they are at a major internalization and reckoning here. The Hermit and the Hanged Man are incredibly inward focused contemplation and seeking type energies, desiring to unify the heart and mind is what I just heard. And with the Hermit, this staff represents the alignment of all the chakra levels. So let's clarify the Hermit. So many cards came out. Page of Cups, 10 of Coins, 10 of Cups, and Awakening. Ooh, the divine masculines are truly awakening to the connection between self-love, long-term abundance, and their happiness. So they know that there is this happiness to be found here. I just heard they're rethinking their worldview to include this connection in their long-term abundance. They have felt that these two things have been slightly at odds because they had previously existing worldly goals, but they can't deny that they find the happiness, the true nurturing, the true you are their world type of an energy in this connection, divine feminines. And so there is this awakening that it's not that they need to change their plans for you, it's that their plans can change to include you. Oh, isn't that sweet? This impasse has been suddenly seen through. Divine understanding is showing the divine masculines how to make decisions based on the appropriate intentions. Their why, the rope there, again, I'm going to say it makes a letter Y. So the divine is showing the masculines how to look at decision making in a way that honors their intentions and includes divine feminine, rather than making it at odds, separation kind of energy that would indicate they would need to be self-sacrificing in order to combine you and their long-term plans for their life. Interesting energy. So let's see what cards. What should the divine feminines understand about this motion that we see the divine masculines in today? We get to love and going forward. So this is the masculines awakening to the authentic love in this connection, and authentic love is never at odds with divine will. Oh, that's making me feel a little bit breathtaking. Okay, so let's now jump into the divine masculine reading. We're gonna do, let's get some deep soul affirming cards with the starseed cards as clarifiers today. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest and most beneficial information coming through for the amazing twin collective that joins me here. What are the divine masculines thinking about the connection? How are the divine masculines feeling on their heart space for their divine feminines. What are they wishing? What are the divine masculines wishing today for these connections? What actions are being made towards union? Directly or indirectly. What is the challenge for the divine masculines at this time? What is the spirit-guided solution for that challenge? And where is the connection heading in the near future? Oh, something just commitment, nurturing. Here's the divine feminine. This card just jumped off the deck when I said, where's the connection heading in the near future? So I'm just going to leave her sitting there. Okay, where are the divine masculines at regarding their headspace for this connection? We are getting Queen of Cups in the reverse and Radon Atom, autonomy, self-fulfillment, and non-reaction. So the masculines know that you love them beyond a shadow of a doubt. They know that there is so much love here, but they don't want to give or take too much, is what I'm hearing. They want to come in and have this autonomous connection. Oof. I just had a wave of how there has been a lot of cultural imprinting where, because the feminines are so nurturing, there's an overgiving, a mothering that happens. And that's okay at times when it's needed and warranted, that all of us can tap into that very caregiving, nurturing attribute. But the masculines don't want you to overextend yourself. They don't want you to exhaust yourself, divine feminine. They don't want you to disintegrate into loving them more than you love yourself and becoming passive aggressive or anything like that that happens in karmic situations. They don't want this connection to fail. They don't want you to become unhappy. They want everybody to hold their own. This is a noble gas. Radon atoms are stable. They are autonomous, self-fulfilled, and non-reactive. And so masculines really truly want emotional equilibrium in these connections. They want balance, and they want both individuals to be in charge of their own happiness. Oh, and this is a 33. Lovely. So divine masculines, actually I'm going to pull a hermit card. What would the divine masculines say about this to their divine feminines? Ooh. Have I lost everything? And I feel the same way. I wanted to say as you. So masculines are quite emotional. They do want balance here. They're not sure if this judgment call that they've exercised in giving the connection space for it to balance out is appropriate. They're starting to get nervous that they've waited a little too long. But they do feel the same way. And that's causing them to want to, I'm hearing return, come back in, communicate, test the water, see where things are at. Interesting. Okay. What are the divine masculines feeling on the heart space? The Lovers and Temple of Suspended Endings. Stand still, suspended animation, and holding space. So they know that this is a connection worth elevating above all other connections. They know you are the one that complements their connection with Source. They know this is a higher love. And they know there is a standstill here. So what would they say about that? Divine masculines, what would you like to say to your feminines? Do you think about me too in the reverse? I left because you told me to, and I have so much desire. So we're still getting that the masculines feel like feminines, you put this connection on hold. And that's really beautiful to understand, because masculine energy is so protective, so respectful in many ways, and timid. Emotionally, this is, you know, the red flags, the caution, when in doubt, I'm out. Oh dear. That's so funny. Masculine's motto, when in doubt, I'm out. Oh dear. So something has possibly triggered, possibly confused, possibly caused caution. That does not mean that feminines, you're being rejected per se. It means that the masculines are so concerned with not screwing this up that when in doubt, they're out. It means that much to them is what I'm hearing. I have so much desire for you. Do you think about me too? And I left because you told me. So something that you have said to the masculines, boundaries, something like that, has caused them to give space. So don't take it personally, feminines. If you are in some space right now, masculines are definitely thinking about you and wondering if you could possibly be thinking about them as much as they're thinking about you. Okay, what are the masculines wishing for the connection at this time? Oh, Two of Cups and Temple of Elevated Senses, impeccability, advancement, and loftiness. This is not arrogance in this. This is humility. This is doing one's best. This is perfection. So just that when in doubt, I'm out. Caution because of not wanting to screw it up, wanting to protect it. They don't want to add insult to injury. They do not want to damage this. Look, Caduceus, twin flame. They know this is so important that they would rather pause it while they become excellent than push forward as a blundering idiot, I just heard. That's so interesting. So let's look at that. What would the masculines say to the divine feminines from that energy of feeling ill-equipped? I lie awake thinking of our future, sex with you, and I still don't have all the answers. Exactly. Masculines are feeling as though they need to figure it out impeccably before they can move this forward. They are possibly fantasizing sexual manifestation, maybe denying the sexual connection right now because they're looking at the future. They're looking at how this can come together. They're really putting it all into a practical, grounded daydream is what I'm hearing, so that they can begin to entertain how this love can work. I feel like it just became a bit more serious. And I don't want to scare anyone with that, but sincere. You know, it became a little bit more real to the masculines that there truly is something to this connection. Something has caught their attention in a new way. And I'm just hearing the divine saying this slow motion evolution that's been happening in these connections has been unfolding all along. And this is the stage we find ourselves at. Okay, this is what it feels like at this part in the journey, is what I also just heard. So what actions are being taken here? Was that actions or wishes? Let me just see again. Yeah, that was the wishes. So what action is being taken? Oh, they're stepping out of their comfort zone in the name of harmony, cooperation, and dynamic interaction. So they are wanting to take some sort of a risk is what I'm getting here. So masculines have, I just heard that they're making some decisions in their personal lives, in business, in mission for some, service for some, travel. This can be a card of travel. There's something that the masculines are saying yes to that they normally wouldn't say yes to. I'm hearing some are branching out of their core friend group, initiating contact with a new community, venturing off the beaten track. So some of the masculines are going to be taking a trip somewhere they haven't gone before. And it has to do with a dynamic interaction. So a workshop, a conference. Ooh, I heard a trip with people they haven't traveled with before. A group of friends that have not gotten together to do something like that. So yeah, there's a bit of a off the beaten track. And that is a prerequisite for this spirit guided, spontaneous kind of alive life, extraordinary life that the masculines are stepping into, that has more harmony, cooperation, collaboration, dynamic interaction, more zest to it. So what would they say to you, feminines? I just heard they want to know how to do that so that they appear that way to you when they come back in. Oh, not some couch sitting, TV watching, snack eating masculine all the time. Oh, you masculines. That's so funny. Okay, so what would the divine masculines say to their divine feminines? I just wish things were different. I meant what I said. I just want space. So yeah, they just want to know who they really are. Many of these masculines have been living with masks on for a while, and they just want to experience themselves as a free spirit again, see how they act outside their hometown, I'm hearing, see what they are, how they are perceived when they are a stranger, when they're no one. Ooh, so travel, that card, the last one about travel, feminines, your masculines want to put themselves out of context to see truly how others receive them with fresh eyes. Now that they aren't taking their mask so seriously, they are venturing out of their comfort zone. They want to see how others perceive them, and I'm hearing so that they can see if there's any merit to them believing the way you perceive them. Because divine feminines, you see your masculine's core, you see their potential, you see their heart, you see their fullness, and they are beginning to be curious if others can see that too, because they're starting to believe the things that you have said. And with the telepathic communication that you have shared with them energetically about who they are, the mirror of who they are, they're wanting to experience that outside of your connection because they wish things were different between you. But that's a 7, so that's a rest from the connection right now, so they can show up in that new different energy. And then we also got, I know you from somewhere, and I'm a very jealous person. So for some, they are kind of nervous you're going to meet a soulmate. They literally are kind of jealous that you could meet someone that instantly is raring to go on your connection because they're not ready yet. This is also that they're concerned. Oh, there's a siren. So they could be overthinking and feeling like they're in emergency energy. Their jealousy could kind of take them by surprise sometimes. And so they're wanting to bump into you instead of overthink. Like, they do know that they have a tendency to get a little worked up at times. And I am feeling like some of them are going to bump into you, but they're afraid if they get out and about where you will be that they'll see you with someone else. Ooh, for a few, I'm getting 3 individuals. They know you're going to be at an event as COVID is opening back up, and they are not certain that you'll be there alone, but they're still going to be at that event. And pretend like they didn't know that you were going to be there. And they're pushing through their fear that you might have gotten a different date for the event, and they're still going to go anywhere or anyways. Wow, interesting. Okay, so what are the divine masculines most challenged by at this time? The moon and elemental magic, self-love and protection. The divine masculines are challenged right now by this solo pursuit. So masculines have been, you know, this is like a divine circle of protection where the angels, the guides, spirit team come in and kind of put you in a bubble so that you can evolve, so you can look at the subconscious. So the biggest challenge right now is the masculines having certain connections, friendships, lovers, I'm even hearing, pulled away from them right now so that they truly are in solo energy. So even if they're going out with new friend groups or new community, they still don't have this foundation established in those things. So in that sense, they are very autonomous right now. The radon atom, they're very much in their own bubble, regardless if they're social or not right now. And it's designed to put them far into their subconscious to bring that information up. They're being protected, and distractions are being pulled away from them right now, and they're challenged by this because it's kind of uncharted territory. Sometimes it can feel a little bit disconcerting when plans fall through or different things happen that put us in solitary energy. So knowing that Divine Feminines, I've just taken that strange week that nothing went to plan, and I wasn't here to do readings for you, beautiful Divine Feminine collective. It looks like the masculines are getting it now, like a week of that same sort of deep solo energy. And, you know, tell me in the comments, feminines, how this last week went for you. But I feel like the masculines are moving into that as well. So let's see, for the masculines challenge, what would the masculines say to their divine feminines regarding this challenge? You matter, and my life started when I met you. These are both in the reverse. So there's going to be deep contemplation about you, divine feminine. This is you and the masculine's self-love. So they're really looking at how different you are and how your own self-love has inspired them. You are the only feminine that has managed to pull off the amount of integrity and heart and consistency and connection, standing the test of time with your masculine, that they've ever met. And that has changed their life. I'm hearing, what kind of love is this? So they're really being challenged to look deeply into that particular aspect of this connection. What is the spirit guidance here? Four of Cups, unrequited love, the one that got away, seeing the love now, knowing that it not all is lost. It's not all in the past. There is a chance for redemption here. There's a chance to bring it back around. And subatomic velociter, acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. So the masculines are starting to have the awareness that this can be revamped. So go with that, masculines. Definitely understand that it takes going deep and understanding that your divine feminine is in alignment with your happiness. It can all work together. The things that you once thought were deal breakers are no longer deal breakers. You're allowed to bring movement forward here. You can accelerate it as quickly as you want. Once you see the light, there's nothing holding you back here anymore. And so set your heart on diving deeply into the inner workings, seeing the subconscious, understanding the love that you do feel for your feminine. Masculines, not all is lost. They are not the one that got away. It's not too late. Time is of the essence. What would the masculines say to their divine counterparts? Time to ground yourself. So the masculines are grounding themselves. With this in the reverse, it means that they are personalizing this energy. So masculines are giving themselves a reality check. So allow the layers of drop through, masculines. Go deep into the subconscious, drop through, find out what's driving you and drop through that, and be curious about what's underneath that awareness. Keep going deeper and deeper and deeper until you find the truth of this divine love and of the love of the divine. Drop through all the illusions, drop through all of the confusion, ground yourself. Ground yourself, find those wisdoms, those gems of wisdom, so that you can bring that awareness to your divine counterpart in conversations, masculines, going forward. Okay, where is the connection headed in the near future? Four of Swords in the reverse, and Blue Star of Hope, ascension, surrender, and purification. Whoa, masculines are seeing something. They're seeing they need to take a break from the, I just heard haphazard breakneck, knee-jerk course that they've been on recently. Wow, divine masculines know they need to put the brakes on. That was a mouthful. That was a lot to come through just then, all at once. But they know they need to take a rest. They need to integrate. They are ascending. Divine masculines are ascending. They're surrendering to this love, and they're now ready to purify their lives. Ooh, I just heard, so that nothing comes between the two of you anymore. Wow, so masculines, what are you wishing to say to your divine feminines? I imagine you naked. I'm absolutely in love with you and love me. Oh, masculines, how sweet, how sweet. I'm absolutely in love with you. Imagine you naked and love me. I'm feeling that this is an ascended view of this as well. Obviously, it is such a passionate card, but naked being, you know, the purified, the essential, the light in these connections. If I were to sit with that a little longer, I think I would dissolve into tears. The starlight that's contained in your soul, divine feminine, the masculines are starting to glimpse that. Ooh, the blue star of hope is glowing in my general direction on the table, and I'm really starting to see that the masculines are opening their eyes to the soul fire, that you actually contain that star fire, that frequency, and they're falling in love. They're loving themselves. They're wanting your love more and more. This is a very sensual, tantric vibe I'm getting. This is falling in love with the soul, the essence. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. It's true love. It's true love. Okay, let's get one for the connection from the Beyond Lemuria deck. What is it we can see? That is way too many. What is it we can see for the connection at this time? Ooh, awakened awareness. Look at that. The eye of consciousness. Number 17. Okay. Beyond the veil, clearing distortion and illusion, awareness of what's running us subconsciously. There's that moon. So masculines are challenged by really looking at the subconscious layers, dropping through, communing with our God force, energetic sovereignty. There's that radon atom, growth outside your comfort zone. Oh my goodness, seriously, everything being reiterated, that willing to step out of the comfort zone in the name of love, expansion. The collective awakening. Yes, twins, we're doing it. Oh my gosh. Oh, how beautiful. So divine feminines, every bit of investment into consciousness and your unconditional, unwavering love is contributing. Masculines, you're doing it. You're connecting the dots. You are really seeing this. Collective awakening is happening, everyone. How beautiful. Okay, physical reality is the tip of the iceberg. The tapestry we see at surface level is just a fraction of what's going on beyond. Awakened awareness can take place when we start to look between the lines at reoccurring themes, aspects, and symbols that gain our intuitive attention. These are keys to a hidden, overreaching plan and a greater weaving. This oracle speaks to the deeper nature behind all we can know with our eyes and minds. Also known as the matrix or the veil, once discovered, it is so easy to get lost in it. We are conditioned to be disoriented in our physical reality so that anything outside of it becomes unfathomable. Thus, we seek a framework that parallels the nature of the laws of this limiting place. And yet, there is a lot more going on, and our awakening awareness would like us to stretch our consciousness to grasp it. This awareness activates our intuitive system, helps us navigate what is true, and supports us in becoming more sovereign and empowered. We can become more ensnared in the matrix when we are lost in what is running us internally. Running away and or distracting ourselves may offer short-term relief or a band-aid to our subtle but deep suffering. Society is coated with a layer of conformity. The idea of that's just the way things are done. Gotta turn the page. Roadblocks. Oh, hang on. The idea of that's just the way things are done, roadblocks questions when things may be out of alignment. But as we step free and awaken, we gain a more holistic approach to consciousness and come to know ourselves more deeply. We can then take things into our own hands and make changes in the world, thus regaining energy, choice, and abundance that is rightfully ours. As we wriggle into the revelations of freedom, we can't help but awaken those around us. A single glimpse of the limitless, eternal, and your life will never be the same again. When we directly experience the transient yet profound moment of existence, we can allow the constructs we've spent our lives believing to drop away. Our knowledge of the eternal doesn't leave us, although we may forget it. As we return to our humanness, we may use reasoning to write it off, or we may create whole religions around it and in an attempt to grasp and recreate it. Look into the eyes of God raises our consciousness so we can fathom the unfathomable. This expansive experience can never be boxed into words or intellect, but artists, poets, and musicians may be able to share in a small way the essence that helps us remember ourselves back into our true nature and state. The portals into this experience are vast in number and form. For me, awakened awareness has come through deep meditation, ecstatic dance, and journeying with my Dharma. In essence, connecting with this element is about raising our vibration, getting out of our heads, and allowing our spirit to lead the way. When we walk behind the veil, we discover our true path. Our reason for being here is revealed in symbolic jigsaw puzzle pieces and synchronicities. The mysteries unweave, and the paradoxes speak to the different parts of us. Our affirmations are potent, our prayers are heard, and the medicine of life lessons, however strong and uncomfortable, is full of powerful growth. This is one of the elemental cards because without moment-to-moment awakened awareness, magic, healing, and affirmation cannot be deep or real enough to actualize. This is not just imagining God, but seeing, knowing, and communing with the divine spark inside each of us. Divinatory meaning. This card is a reminder to wake up. There are many levels and stages of awakening. There is no on-off switch. Keep learning and putting yourself into situations where you can grow. Sometimes we go back to sleep, so stay aligned with your inner guidance and find ways to remember to wake up. Do what you love to keep your vibe high. This is not about instant pleasure, but the joy that is substantial and sustainable. Eat healthy, keep your body active, have life goals, but with enough space to hear the answers to your prayers. When our energy systems become blocked or need a cleanse, we can become drowsy to our vital nature. Energy clearing can help you recenter. Shadow work may also be needed if certain things are running in your mind in a disempowering or distorting way. Find your unique way to connect to the divine inside you, not as an external seeking, but a receptive allowing. Be inspired to see the question at hand with a different perspective. Look between the lines for a deeper interpretation. Wow. Okay, that card really is a beautiful bell ringing. So beyond the veil, clearing distortion and illusion, awareness of what's running us subconsciously, communing with our God force, energetic sovereignty, growth outside your comfort zone, the collective awakening. Okay, many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.